CUBA, yeah.
Very cool.
Vacuna Yagua.
Vacuna Yagua.
Yagua. Vacuna Yagua. Perfecto.
Fun trip so far. Halfway to
good.
Cuba.
Halfway to Havana.
Sorry.
We're in Cuba.
Halfway to Havana.
Let's
we'll
go
this
to the
way
bathroom
first.
first.
Okay. So we're stopped at the big bridge, the biggest bridge built by the Americans in 1958. Vacuna Yagua.
Yeah.
Something like that. So we learned a lot of little tidbits on the way here. License plates. If they've got the little blue sticker on them, they're government license plates. If there's no blue on them, then they're privately owned. About 10% of the Cubans own the vehicles.
Or drive.
Yeah. Most of the vehicles are government vehicles. Yeah, it's fun. So we're halfway to Havana, not Cuba. And there's about 80 kilometers or 75 kilometers to go. Do you know the population of Havana?
3 million. 3. Of the 7 wonders of the Cuban architecture. Beautiful. We are under the water.
That's cool. How does that make you feel, Katie?
I'll show you later. I'll show you later.
Oh, that's wild.
In that boat, I start in that boat in 1956, November 29, 1956, Fidel Castro, plus 81 people.
Yeah.
In total, 82 people go out from Mexico to Cuba to start the revolution. So it took about 3-4 days because the weather was so bad.
Yeah.
The ocean was so bad. So once they landed close to Santiago de Cuba.
Yeah.
And once they landed, they go to the mountains of Santiago. So then started the revolution. There are 82 people
In that boat?
In that boat came from Mexico to Cuba 82 people. So after they came here, more Cuban, so follow them
Yeah.
to make the revolution.
Huh.
So in total, I don't know how many, but just 82 started the revolution. So the most important people came in that boat from Mexico to Cuba to make the revolution.
Yeah.
Of course, like in United States, the White House.
Oh, that's what this is.
Yeah, before the revolution. It's a beautiful building.
Yeah.
Today, Fidel Castro made entrance. So the triumph of the revolution was January 1st.
Okay.
Okay. January 2, they go out from Santiago de Cuba to Havana. It took 6 days.
Yeah.
So once a year, then make son of that stupid guys make that same way he took
The same trek.
same track
Yeah.
to January 2. They go out to Santiago de Cuba
Yeah.
and January 8, then entered in Havana like Fidel Castro.
Yeah.
They did that every year.
So did
You know what I mean?
yeah?
You understand?
Yeah, totally. Did most people like Castro?
Just
A few?
the people receive benefit
Yeah.
from them. How many people, imagine in 12 millions, how many people receive benefit from Castro? Maybe 1 million,
Yeah.
maybe 2 million. So the other rest hate this country.
Yeah.
Don't
that's,
forget.
That's what I thought.
No, you're right. That's the truth. Right? That's the truth.
There's the Bacardi symbol. That's cool.
Let's try to cross to that way. Main park in Havana. This one,
Here.
Central Park. So we are like in the heart of all Havana. This one. If you look around, if you take a look around, you will see the most beautiful architectures. This is the only place where you will see the most beautiful architectures. That's the hotels. That's a fancy hotel. That's the more expensive hotel in Cuba. 800 cooks per night. Normal room, suite, 2,000 per night. All right, 2,000. That's a art museum. So my friend, this beautiful building was made by America. Then they start to make it in 1927.
Okay.
It's only took 3 years to make it. In 1929
Wow.
it finished. So this is exactly a copy from the White House in Washington.
I was gonna say when we were
Exactly. So-
coming here, I was gonna say it looks very American.
So the difference between this one and the White House in Washington is that tower. This one is a little higher than
Yeah.
Washington, and the Washington building is bigger than this one. This is for everybody, right? This is a market for the people with more possibility.
Oh, okay.
Right? If you have a little more money, instead to buy the shit that they give you at the store once a month, you come here and it has a little more quality in food, right?
Yeah.
Today they has not too much things, but normally they offer all the things you see there.
Wow.
That's
Tomatoes.
Tomatoes, good tomato. Banana. Fruit, banana. Papaya dessert. So we used to make with the papaya. Sometimes we eat it as a juice.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Sometimes we use in the blender. You know. Sometimes we make with cream. We put a little milk.
Yeah.
But sometimes we make dessert. You know. I don't know if you have seen that in Canada.
Yeah,
with
like
the dessert.
in sugar water.
Sure.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Exactly. You see. That is dessert.
Wow.
So there is yam. You know yam?
Yeah.
You see that picture? Mm-hmm. You know Hassan?
What does it say?
With this? That's Raul. Fidel Castro's brother. He said, everybody shut up. Okay. Now we're gonna take this way.
Yeah, that's ready to come down, hey?
Look at that. It's broke. You see?
Yeah.
Oh, it's broke.
There's a big crack right there. Back at the car.
More than 2 million corpse has been buried there.
Really? Wow.
More than 2 million.
This is still the cemetery, the whole thing.
Yeah. This is it's very big. Very big. In Havana there are 11 cemeteries, but this is the biggest one.
Wow, look at all this. Statues and my goodness.
The family business.
Okay.
So them live upstairs, and the restaurant is in the first floor.
Awesome.
They are a nice person. The food is amazing.
Yeah.
It's very hygienic.
Yeah. Perfect.
That's the most important thing.
So what's the highlight of your Habana so far?
The cool buildings. Everything from like rundown, broken, falling apart, cool old buildings to more modernized, beautiful architecture to stuff that like completely retro from the 20s that looked like it came out of a movie or the Jetsons. It's crazy.
Yeah. Sums it up. I can't say it any better than that. It's pretty surprising seeing the, well, as up to this point we've probably commentated, or our tour guide has commentated that the government influence is quite interesting. Yeah, so it's been a fun half a day so far. We stopped at this restaurant, private restaurant, which is awesome. Looks great in here, so we're just waiting for our food. Thank you.
Have a good day.
I'll take a picture of money.
Perfect. All the different money. From all over the place. Very, very cool. There's a couple Canadian bills in here. There's a Canadian 5, 20. My favorite of all, Canadian Tire money. What? Awesome. Gracias. Bye.
So, this is the Ministry of Interior here.
Yeah.
Ministry of Interior. So that phrase is there is the Che Guevara. That means in English hasta la victoria siempre. So in English is till the victory is always. That one.
Yeah.
So there, this is the Che Guevara phrase as I told you, remember? So the important in a person in a boat. There is Camilo Cienfuegos. You the phrase. The best friend of Che Guevara. Ministry of Communication. In front of us,
Yeah.
that's the National Library. The National Library. There is the Ministry of Defense. Ministry of Defense. And this is a square where Fidel used to make the speech. He has a record. 8-hour speech.
Oh.
Yeah, my friend. Believe me, my friend. 8-hour speech.
About himself?
Huh?
About himself?
Imagine. I know. So,
We're going into the flea market. This should be fun. Maybe. Ernesto's advice was whatever price they tell you for one, you can probably get two for the same price. Right?
Yep.
So that was
Never pay the first price.
never pay the first price. Anyways, we'll see how this goes. Oh, where do you go? I think there's an upstairs too. All right, so we're not going to video this whole thing. We'll see what.
This is Jonathan's favorite.
Oh yeah,
place.
my
Planet.
favorite place. Booths and booths of junk.
We made it out of there alive and only spent 22 pesos.
22 cooks.
22 cooks.
So like $50 Canadian.
No, it's like 25. A little over $25. $26.
Yep. Back to Ernesto.
nice view.
That's a beautiful view.
Yo tengo Habana temprano mañana, 7 de la mañana. Y yo vengo bajando de La Habana ahora a hacer.
Katie playing Santa Claus. Well, that's fun to be able to give that stuff away. I know Katie wanted to, so.
They didn't care what they were getting.
No. Didn't matter. Boy, girl. Just a present.
Yeah, that's good. That's very good for them.
They can trade for other things.
Yeah. Thank you. Take it away, Kate Vote. You want me to start?
Well, we're back from our day in Havana. It was a very long day. It was very awesome. You'll see lots of videos and pictures and whatnot of our day.
This is our summary of the day.
Yes.
So, what did it cost us to go to Habana? Habana, not Havana. Habana.
Habana.
So, if you book with the tour guide in the hotel, for us it's WestJet, I think it's like $67. Call it $60, $65 a person. And with that, you hop on a bus. I think you get lunch, and then you just go to the tour places or the sites or whatever. We did it through a taxi, but not a conventional taxi. It's like one of the old cars, right?
Yeah, one of the vintage cars.
So we didn't really come up with a firm price, but I asked our tour guide for the Jeep tour what it would cost, and he said like $120, $130. So in my mind, I had like $140 or 140 CUCs, local currency. So at the end of the day, when Ernesto dropped us off, we asked him how much he owed us, or we owed him, and he said 140. And then he said whatever the other fellow told us, and I said, well, it was 120 to 130, but I'll give you 140. So that's what we ended up paying. So a little bit more. We did have to buy our own lunch, which was totally fine. It was nice because he took us to a private restaurant. It wasn't a government-run restaurant, which is one of the things we learned about today. So
most of the tourist places are specifically done by the government.
They all are.
For the tourists, like just tourists only, so no locals can go there. Like the ranch that we went to on the Jeep tour was all government owned, only for tourists. So it was nice to be able to go into a nice little local restaurant. Everything was homemade, and it was beautiful inside.
Yeah, it's good food.
Great food, and just to be able to kind of have something authentic from Cuba.
And our food for the lunch was basically 20 pesos each, or 20 CUCs each. So it was $40 for lunch as well too. So if you want to bundle that all together, it was basically $180 is what it cost us. In my opinion, it was totally worth it. I would much rather be in a car than a bus, dealing with a whole bunch of people and basically get on the bus, get off the bus, and it was just a way better experience.
Yeah, so that you don't have a choice of where you wanted to go. Like we're like, oh, we want to go to this place. Okay, let's go there. Oh, let's go over here. And we had him. It was personalized, and he was walking with us downtown, talking about all the buildings, talking about the different histories and things like that. And if we wanted to walk this way, we could go there, and if we
and as I've tried to include when I was videoing most of this, just him talking, and also I asked him a couple questions about and he, interesting note is he is very, very careful with what he says, and now that they have internet, sharing things on the internet and things like that, so he's very, very careful with what he was saying. But when you ask him a question like, did most of the people like Fidel Castro or not, right? And of course, he gave a good, honest answer for that. So hopefully I caught most of that, and that was inserted in the video. Yeah, good day overall. To me, or for me, Havana was very much like being in Athens. Very dirty. Athens is a little bit busier, I think, but
I don't think it was as dirty as Athens. If any of you have been to Athens, you've been downtown, it's
the one level, or one thing that I noticed was really different was Athens is like there's graffiti everywhere.
Right.
And Habana, there's none of it.
Well, you have these old rundown buildings that are literally going to fall down, and one actually fell down at some point, next to these beautiful grand hotels that have been restored
by the government.
And it's just crazy, right? Mm-hmm. So you never saw anything amazingly done up in Athens, but you did in Cuba. You've got these like brand new renovated buildings that look amazing, and across the street it looks like they're gonna fall down. It looks like they're like just actually bits and pieces.
And that's what we've tried to capture with some of this random video that you guys will have seen before this summary, probably. Yeah, that was the point of it, right?
So our driver, we were talking about the different wild animals in Cuba versus Canada, and he's like, oh, you guys have bears and wolves and cougars and all of these big animals. And we said, yeah, we do. He goes, it'd be so scary to live there because they'd be going through your garbage all the time. And I said, no.
They're up in the mountains.
They're up in the mountains, so maybe if you lived up in the mountains, yes, you'd have to worry about the bears and, you know, all the wild animals, but not so much in the city. So yeah. That was kind of funny.
The question that sparked that, I asked him if they have big spiders there, like tarantulas and stuff, and he said he's never seen one in his entire life, and he's in his 50s. So yeah, so that's the synopsis of the day, the summary of the day. Awesome day. I'm super tired. A few little things that we got from the market.
Oh yeah. Little trinket boxes for the girls, a single cigar for my dad, and a few little bracelet things, whatever these are, from the market. These were only at 1 peso. So
yeah. At the end of this summary, guys, I'll insert 2 cards. Number 1 is for La Casa Restaurante. This is the restaurant that we went to. If you're ever in Habana and you want to check out a good restaurant, check this out. And the next one is for the card for Ernesto, which is our driver today. Great guy, very, very safe driver. Totally appreciated
Super
everything
safe.
he did. Yeah, very, very safe. Good guy. And yeah, appreciate everything he did for us. So that's it, guys. That's the synopsis of the day. Cuba, que viva Cuba. Cuba para siempre. Cuba, que viva Cuba. Cuba para siempre. Cuba para siempre. Cuba para siempre. Cuba, Cuba, que viva Cuba. Cuba para siempre. El malecón, la Habana de la Cuba. Cuba para siempre. That's funny. You know, we sometimes at home say to ourselves, wouldn't it be nice to go to bed at like 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock at night? And it never happens, right? You always get busy doing stuff, and it's like 10, 11, midnight. Well, right now it's 9:10.
9:10.
Cuba time, which means it's 2 hours back home time, so we're actually lying in bed at 7 o'clock.
That's great.
And very, very ready to fall asleep.
Hasta mañana.